Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sahara. So today's video is going to be a Black Panther inspired video with a crossover routine of Black Panther mask and the Black Panther type of makeup. So right now I'm just doing my brows. This is something that I always do off camera because brows is such, like, it doesn't really matter. But I use the Maybelline brow definer, and then I'm going in with the ColourPop No Filter concealer to clean it up and prime my eyes. So now I'm going into the Juvia's Place palette, the Nubian one, and I'm just using a couple of those like two middle top crease shades, and I'm going in and just doing like a cut crease type of look. I'm just going in and doing something quick and after cutting the crease, I'm going to go in with the Mayron Metallic Powder in Gold and the Mayron Mixing Liquid. Mix those two together to get like this liquid gold type of look on the lid. And I did pick up some new products from Camera Ready Cosmetics that I'll do a whole video on for like SFX makeup and FX makeup, and these were two of the things that I got. So I'm using that and just applying it all over the lid, and it's such a beautiful gold metallic foil liquid shade. I'm also going to drag it out in like that wing shape, and I'm also going to use that as my inner corner highlight as well. Now I'm taking this Maybelline felt tip liner and only drawing like a liner wing type of look only halfway in the crease, and also like dragging it out, creating like a wing and attaching it. But you guys will see how it looks because it's kind of hard to explain. Now I'm going in with this gold sparkle stack. It comes with glitter, rhinestones, stars, and foil and an adhesive. And I'm just going to use some tweezers and adhesive to apply rhinestones. And I'm also using the Maybelline white eyeliner just to kind of like map out and place where I want the rhinestones to go. So now I'm going in with that adhesive, and I didn't know if you're supposed to like let it get tacky before applying it, so I'm just fanning myself a little bit to kind of dry it, but it worked. I just like went in with it after a couple of times. And for how cheap this stack is, $4.98, you get a lot of product, and that adhesive does work really good. I dropped the rhinestone, and after that I was like, I'm just gonna do it off camera. So now I'm going in with the Mayron basic palette. This is just a face painting palette, and I'm going to be using that black shade, and I'm also going to be using some water and a brush because these are water activated paints, and I'm only going to be painting like half of my face and then like angle it out so you can still see the eye look. I'm also going to be painting inside my ears as well, just to cover them up. Now I'm just going in and creating hair-like strokes along the middle part. With a smaller detail brush, I am going in with some more of that black shade to go around the rhinestones, just to make sure I cover up. Now I'm going back in with some more of that liquid gold that I created, and I am going to apply that just all over the other side of the lid. The other eye on the lid. Alright, so now I'm getting to the cool part. So I'm going to be taking Ben Nye's liquid latex and one of these Alcone sponges. They come like in a block with 8, and I'm also going to take some tissue and roll it up. I did try this with wax. As you guys can see, it's kind of on my neck, but it didn't really work out that well, so I'm going to be using the latex and applying that down first. Then I'm going to be using the tissue, taking the tissue and applying it on top of the latex, and then I'm going to apply the latex on top of that and let it dry, and I'm going to do it 3 times to create 3 different scars. I did try this with the Graftobian modeling wax and the Ben Nye nose and scar wax, but it was just like, since it was my first time doing it, it was kind of difficult to keep it together, so I am going to try it again a separate time. You can either use wax, tissue, or cotton balls to create different like scars and textures and looks, but I did take the easier way out because wax is a little bit difficult to work with. So, but I am going to try it. Don't think I'm not. Now I'm going to apply the second part of the tissue right next to that one, and I am going to connect the ends, and if they kind of overlap and you can't see like a space in between them and it doesn't look like that cut, when it dries you can go in with scissors and just cut an opening in between them. It is safe, just make sure you don't get your skin. I did do it off camera because I didn't want to have to stay in focus and end up cutting my neck. But now I'm going in with some lashes, and I'm just applying one pair of one lash on one eye, and then I'm going in with some Maybelline eyeliner, applying that on my waterline. So now that the latex and the tissue is dry, I'm going back in with the black paint, and I am painting over them just to make sure none of it shows. And I did paint in the inside black, which was not a good idea because it did make the blood come out darker. So I am going back in with some of that paint, which I'm using the red paint just to paint in between the scars and make sure it looks more red. I wouldn't have had to do this step if I didn't paint in the inside black, but it's okay. And by the way, the latex does take a long time to dry. Most people do dry it with a blow dryer, but I didn't want to risk ruin this. I can't get it out. So now I'm going back in with a detail brush and that liquid gold again, and I am going to just create the lines where I want them to. I was going by a reference picture, obviously, you know, the one right next to me, and I'm using that kind of picture as a reference just to see where I want to draw the gold lines at. And again, you know, this is just like my take on my inspired look on the Black Panther. This doesn't have to look exactly like it. I'm going back in with some more of that black paint just to clean up any mistakes that I made where I brought it down too far, made it too thick, made them overlap. And this is just a good way to get rid of all of that. Alright, so now I'm just going in with some more of that black paint just to drag it up a little bit onto the forehead. And I'm going back in with some more of that liquid gold and doing some more lining on the face. I did to the other side as well, but you couldn't even see me apply it, so I was like, what's the point in keeping it in? I used the Ben 9 Neutral Set Colorless Powder to set the black paint. And now I'm going in with some blood scab and some Ben 9 Staged Blood. And I'm going to be applying those two into the scars. So I'm first going to start off with the blood scab, and this blood scab is very thick, and I'm using it with a Q-tip because it does stain really bad. It stained my finger for a couple of days. I had the Ben Nye scab blood in my cart and I was going to get it, but I forgot. So I took it out of the cart and I had to go and get this blood scab instead, and it works so good. It's very thick and it has like a strong minty scent to it. Now I'm going back in with one of those sponges, and I'm going to use that to help me with the blood to help it like run down. And I showed that other black stippling sponge because you can use that too, but I did just go in with this sponge. In this video you will see me with like some black and silver sharp nails on. That's just like aluminum foil wrapped around my finger with tape, and I thought it would just add to the Panther effect. Kind of look like Holly Berry played Catwoman, but I hope you guys enjoyed.